Hi, it's Alex and Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Alf and Old Predictable from 1989. So let's get started. Alf was finishing a yummy whisker omelet for breakfast as he had read the morning newspaper. Hey Dad, listen to this. Reward 5,000 to anyone who discovers why the old predictable gusher at the mysterious Boschetti Stone Natural Park isn't erupting. Now, Gordon, don't get any foolish ideas, said Alf's mother. We don't want you to wander off again, getting into who knows what kind of trouble. It was no use arguing. Alf went to his room mumbling. They just don't understand my predictable kind of genius, he said as he began to pack his knapsack. I'll solve the mystery and be back with their reward money by dinner. They won't even know I'm gone. Let's Let me think. How many fish fillet dinner would 500 buy? Alf broke open his bank and gathered up his money. Then he climbed out of the bedroom window, and rode his bike to the airport. One ticket for the Seven Wonders of Melmac tour, please, he said to the ticket agent. That's Melmac's air flight number 98.6, boarding at gate 47 in 3 minutes, sir, announced the agent. Alf ran to the boarding gates and onto the airplane, but before he had a chance to settle in his seat, the stewardess came around and handed a package to each passenger. What's this? Asked Elf. He had never been on an airplane before. Well, we have just left the air. Well, we just left the airport on Melmac, explained the attendant as she strapped the package to Elf. Passengers must step out for the first attraction on the Seven Wonder Tour. Step out? What exactly do you mean? Asked Elf. He was a little nervous as he thought of taking one giant step for Mel Mexican kind from the moving airplane. Ah, screamed Elf as the stewardess pushed him out of the door of the plane. First step, the not so grand sort of bland cannon, yelled the stewardess. After Elf eliminate time of landing, 2 minutes, pull the yellow cord. Thank you for flying Melmac Air. What a way to run an airline, grumbled Elf as he landed with a soft bump. Nothing like here your parachute. You better hurry. And they didn't even serve breakfast. Alf was in a hurry to get to Old Predictable, but he had to sign up for the whole tour. Boschetti Stone Natural Park, where Old Predictable was located, was the last stop. First, Alf saw the not so grand sort of bland cannon, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Rocky Road Mountain, Bone, uh, Boneherish, the Great Wall of China, the Sahara Lee Desert before the last stop. And here he is, Old Predictable himself, said the guide, pointing to the strange looking mount as he walked with the tour group. The group explained that Old Predictable would usually spout off hundreds of yards of Boschetti every 66 minutes, but something went wrong. Old Predictable wasn't erupting anymore. As the guide talked, Alf quietly snuck around the gusher to the other side where he thought nobody could see him. He took a rope and hooked out of his knapsack, threw the rope to the top of the gusher, and climbed up to the side. "Hey," shouted someone from below. "Look at that crazy guy." He points at Elf. "You'll never come out alive. The Poster Monster will get you." "Hey, no problem, Pasta Monster." "Ha, sound like a bunch of salami to me," said Alf, and he peeked over the edge of the gusher. He couldn't see anything, so it was dark. He climbed down inside the gusher and lit a match. Click. Who's in there? Wait, who's there?" he whispered nervously. It was quiet again. The match went out. Click. "Just remember those 500 big," Alf said to himself. "Just think of all the fish fillet, the cat balls, and the steaks. Now, which way should I go? I know I'll do it science fiction way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo." He pointed to the last patches. "It looks like this is the one." Alf walked very slowly down the passageway. "Hey, look here," he said as he rubbed the walls. "These spooky eyes are just painted on." Then he heard that noise again. Click. "It looked like somebody trying to keep everyone out of here," said Alf, and he walked a little further. But they got to do a little better to scare old Alf. Suddenly, a large cage dropped right over Alf. He was trapped. Alf started to panic. "I have got to get out of here. I don't want to be a pasta monster appetizer. Maybe there's something in here I can use to get out of this," he said as he opened his knapsack. "Wait, here's a can of mom sausages. One of these beauty could gag a goat. Come on, Alf, work fast." Alf stuck the sausage between the bars of the cage and pulled the bars. When the bars began to bend, Alf squeezed through. "Hey, this reward money is going to be a piece of cake." "Piece of cake, I'm hungry." "I better stick close to the wall. I don't want to step on any more tricks buttons." But Alf accidentally leaned against a lever that was sticking out of the wall. Lights came on. Sirens whirred. A huge monster began breathing hot air on Alf. Screamed Alf, talking about dragon breath. He tumbled backward and tripped over a cord. Alf picked up the cord that had a plug attached to the end. "A phony dragon. Hi. Hey, who are you?" he asked as a little man came running up to him. Let wait. "Let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Ragoon. I'm in charge of the pasta machine down here. Except I seem to be having a little problem." He held up a wrench. Alf and Mr. Ragooni walked to the end of the hall where the pasta machine stood. "So this is the secret," said Alf. "Hey, this is great. I have just made myself a cool 500. Not to mention the six." "What do you mean?" asked Mr. Ragooni. Alf told Mr. Ragooni about the reward money. "But if you tell everybody about this, no one would come to see my old predictables," said Mr. Ragooni. "Wake up and smell the sludge juice," said Alf. "We are talking about a lot of money here." Mr. Ragooni looked very sad. "I love my job," he explained. "I have been making pasta down here for 35 years. Pasta is my life." Mr. Ragooni told Alf how much he likes making the visitor at the park happy by making spaghetti come out of old predictable. but now my pasta machine, she's a broken. Alf was starting to feel badly now. Maybe he shouldn't be greedy about the money. Hey, I was just kidding, Mr. R. I'd rather shove my fur than give away the secret. Let me see that ranch, said Alf. I think I can help you with the small problem. Alf tinkered with the pasta machine for a few minutes. Soon the ground underneath Old Predictable rumbled and shook. Then suddenly Old Predictable erupted. Yard and yard of hot spaghetti came shooting out of the gusher. We did it, Mr. Ragoni, shouted Alf, above the noise of the pasta machine. I didn't know how to thank you, said Mr. Ragoni with a big smile. But here's a jar of my homemade pasta sauce for you. Mr. Ragoni showed Alf out the back door of the gusher. Come again, don't be a stranger, said Mr. Ragoni as he waved goodbye to Alf. That evening, at the dinner table, Alf was looking a little tired. I'm glad you came to your senses about that little trip to Stone, son, said Alf's father. Sometimes you get the craziest ideas. Alf was just about to tell his dad about his adventures when his mother brought a large dish of pasta and cat bar from the kitchen. I didn't know where the jar of pasta sauce came from, she said, but it's simply delicious. I'll say, said Alf with a mysterious grin. Now, pasta spaghetti, please. Get it? Ha, I kill me. So that was Alf in Old Predictable from 1989. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. We have another video coming out real soon.